Today, we're doing Dynasty price checks on all of the top 50 players in Dynasty Fantasy Football. So these are going to be players that you should have at least a couple of these guys on your roster, or maybe you're looking to target a couple of these guys, contenders, rebuilders. It doesn't matter. We're going to bring you the best content all Dynasty season, all Dynasty off season. We're going to be the best place for content. Please smash the subscribe button. Helps us out, every single one of y'all. And we're going to take a look at every single one of these guys and potential trade targets. Who's ranked too high? Who's ranked too low? We're currently going to be using flockfantasy.com and checking the expert average rankings. These are a free tool. You guys can check out the website for free. Appreciate Mason for letting us use this to help you guys out. Great tool with all of the stats. S tier. Who are my cornerstone rankings? This is kind of how we're going to do it, right? We're going to take a look at what we have here, and I'm going to tell you guys what I would change, as well as, it's really simple. Buy, hold, or sell is the name of the game. Dynasty Fantasy Football comes down to value points. How much value is somebody worth? What is somebody in your league willing to give up to get what you have? And then should you give something up to get something that you think is better in return? Josh Allen. The main thing I want to point out right now with Josh Allen is his age. He is 30 years old. However, the rushing upside we have seen from Josh Allen has been immaculate. He's still averaging over 30 rushing yards per game. And I'm concerned about his age. He's 30 now. This guy does not miss time. We haven't seen this guy miss any time whatsoever. It's knock on wood. It's inevitable. He probably will at some point. But Josh Allen still looks good for at least the next 5-6 years, barring injury. You're supposed to play Dynasty in 3-year outlooks, so I'm actually not too worried about Josh Allen's 6-year age difference right here. Drake May is ranked as the number 2 fantasy football asset, and my advice on Drake May is hold, unless you can sell him for this price. What do I mean by that? Well, Drake May does deserve to be here in this S tier. Let me say that. His ridiculous 2025 season was very good. Why? His rushing upside didn't really change too much from 2024. So he actually really only just improved as a passer. So it seems like we're going to have a Drake May that gives us 30 rushing yards per game and a little bit, 1 rushing touchdown every 4 games. So a little bit of upside there, in terms of touchdowns on the ground, but decent floor, 30 yards per game. I'll take that. What we did see was a dramatic improvement in passing. His yards per game was 275 yards. His touchdown rate was very high. Now, I'm skeptical if we see him maintain this touchdown rate. Now, what I will say is the Pats' wide receiver room is not necessarily elite. Like, if they were to get him another weapon, I think we could see Drake May definitely develop even better and better year over year. Now, the problem here with Drake May is we're going to go over to Jaden Daniels, which we'll talk about Jaden Daniels very, very soon. But I think Jaden Daniels is overranked, and I would actually sell him because you can see the step back that he took. And I don't think that his dynasty value dipped down as much as it should have. I mean, Jaden Daniels, he had a Drake May-like rookie season, but now Jaden Daniels followed it up with a terrible season. So I don't like the volatility here. I think Drake May is going to be a great dynasty asset. So if you can buy Drake May for an acceptable price, like if you can trade a guy like Jefferson, a guy like Neighbors, and something to get Drake May, I'm all for it. But if you can trade Drake May to get somebody, like a Bijan plus something, it's really that plus something that's going to make the trade worthwhile or not. And that's why we have the Patreon. You guys can check that out. We have the best trade advice you can ever ask, or just ask in the comments, and I'm happy to help. But, Drake May is really a tough one. It's case by case. I think his value, if I have somebody that's this young, we've only seen one great season from him. If you can move him at this price, I would. There was a long breakdown. I'm sorry, but it was good. Jamar Chase is just a classic hold. You have a 26-year-old wide receiver going to his prime. Now, if you are on a rebuilding roster, I think now is probably the time for Chase to be offloaded. He obviously just got his bag. I think he's going to be great for the next 3 seasons. We're probably going to see him put up, at least another 20-point per game average. So, if you're rebuilding and you can get 3 first-round picks at least for Jamar Chase, I'm all for it. You'll have to see what the actual value is out there on the market, what somebody's willing to give up. But besides that, unless you're a rebuilding team, I'm holding on to Chase for dear life. I think this guy's outlook is very, very strong, attached to Joe Burrow over the next couple of seasons, as long as Burrow can stay healthy. JSN had a massive spike in value this season, And I think he deserved it. This is similar to Drake May where, oh, do you want to cash out? I'm going to say no. Sam Darnold and the Seahawks seem to have something stable for the next couple of years with JSN as the alpha. You can imagine Cooper Kupp's role declining. Depending on what the Seahawks do in the draft, like do the Seahawks get a day 2 wide receiver in the draft, or do they kind of just let JSN run the show? Again, there's not really much competition for targets there. It's only Kupp. Horton was injured. The tight ends are trash. So JSN truly was the alpha here. He has a good connection with Darnold. If you have JSN, you are in a good spot. Puka Nacua. This one scares me. 25 years old, but he's self-proclaimed. He says he wants to retire early. We've seen him, and he's started to be a bit of a troublemaker, in the world of content creation. With that said, Puka Nacua, wide receiver 5, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 2, when he is healthy, because that's the other thing, health concerns are a major problem here with Puka. Every time this guy's on the field and he gets tackled, you think that he's dead. If that is a roller coaster you want to take, go ahead, because when he's healthy, he will average 20-plus points per game and be a true S-tier cornerstone asset. Now, if he is, injured, you're going to be very upset and his value is going to go lower. If he retires at 30, who cares? Because we got 5 great years of upside. Again, play Dynasty in Windows. You can, capitalize on him for the next 2 years and then sell him for good value still when he's 27 and people still think he's going to excel. So Puka Nacua deserves to be here. I would say hold on him for now. Lamar Jackson. Definitely somebody that you could consider a buy low. I think the future is only going to be brighter for Lamar Jackson. He just had what I would like to say is the worst year of his fantasy career. I don't really count his rookie season whatsoever. The rushing upside was a lot lower. I wonder why the rushing upside was lower. Oh, he was hurt. I think Lamar Jackson is a good buy low candidate. I think that Jaden Daniels is somebody that I would be selling high. There's a 4-year age difference here. But with Jaden Daniels, I don't like the situation as much as Lamar Jackson. And I don't like the consistency, right? Like if we compare Jaden Daniels and Lamar, if I could trade Daniels for Lamar, Jaden Daniels, 1 season of 21 points per game and 1 season of 16 points per game and major health concerns. Let's look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson does have similar health concerns, right? We had the health concerns this year. We had health history problems in the past, but the point per game average, 27, 22, 29, way more consistency. It's safer. I know it's older, but I'm going with Lamar Jackson, man. I think this is a better option. CeeDee Lamb, he's getting up there in age, 27. He's running his prime. Attached to Dak, whether or not they bring back George Pickens is going to impact CeeDee Lamb's stock in some shape or form. You can see he had his worst points per game season in the last 4 years. And George Pickens was the guy right here. He did have over 1,000 yards, but his touchdowns were very low. And Pickens was the main beneficiary of that. I'm not opposed. I'm more of a sell on CeeDee Lamb than a buy. Let's just put it that way. Bijan Robinson, buy. What's the song? Saying buy, get him. We're not saying buy like sell him. We're saying buy, get this guy, bro. This guy is good. 24-year-old, prime Christian McCaffrey. Don't mind if I do. The price is right. If he is not ranked, there are probably, I would rather have Josh Allen. I'd rather have Drake May. Jamar Chase, I think I'd rather have Chase. Just wide receivers are more valuable than running backs. JSN, I'd probably rather have JSN. Puka, this is where things get tough, right? Lamar, I think I'd rather have Lamar, to be honest. But after those 5 players I just named, Puka, Daniels, CD, I honestly think that Bijan is probably better than all 4 of those. Puka I'd rather have if he's healthy, but that is scary for me. With Bijan, 3 straight years of health, and the receiving role is immaculate. If Tyler Algier leaves in free agency, Bijan's touchdown rate will go through the roof, and he'll average 27 points per game next season. It's insane. So Bijan, keep an eye on this guy, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, there's an argument to be made for buy low here. Terrible season, right? His value didn't drop too much, and as bad as you think it was, as bad as I thought it was, he still was the RB3, 23 point per game average. Let's look at the game log. The reason people and me just Jahmyr Gibbs had a bad season, the averages are way skewed by a couple of games. 37-point bomb, 38-point bomb, 55-point bomb, 37-point bomb. So volatility was the name of the game here with Gibbs. I think Montgomery has 1 year left on his new contract extension. Montgomery is a lot younger than people think. Like, he's going to turn into the next Kamara, and he's kind of already getting into that. We saw Montgomery already getting phased out. But I think that with the new OC that the Lions are going to bring in, again, they just fired their new OC. Campbell was the one calling the plays. It was a disaster. I think Gibbs has much better days ahead. I think he's fairly ranked, and I put him as a hold right here because I think at this current price and ranking, there's not too much you would be able to buy with him in game value. Joe Burrow at number 11. It's the health. The health scares me. Plus the lack of mobility. Like, his passing touchdown rate, when healthy, with Higgins, with Chase, secured. Both these guys under contract. When he's healthy, he will average 20 points per game. So it's solid. Now, if you are a rebuilder, goodbye Joe Burrow, you're gone. You're gone. If you're a contender, it's a lot to give up, man, for a guy that has no rushing upside. Would I rather have a guy like Joe Burrow, or would I rather scroll down to Caleb Williams, who he's going to, same. He averaged the same amount of points. And if he got better at passing, if Odunze blossoms, if Burden blossoms, and the rushing upside in fantasy football, man, it just changes the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a hold. This guy does not miss time. He is the definition of tough. Love this guy. Jefferson, I think, could be an interesting sell candidate. We're pushing 27 years old right here. Very talented wide receiver. We all know that. He's quarterback proof until he's not. Like, let's just say McCarthy's out, Jacoby Brissett is in. It's going to be a Michael Wilson situation on steroids. Justin Jefferson automatically would average 23 points per game. So, this is a classic case of don't overreact here. Let's give Jefferson another half a season, see what happens. Don't overreact. Don't sell him. Let's see what happens. Hold on to him. Malik Neighbors. I think that his actual dynasty price is lower than this. So I think that people that have Malik Neighbors, you can just send them a report of how bad his injury was, and you could probably freak them out into trading him. You could probably tear up from Collins to get Malik Neighbors. Collins and something to get Neighbors. So I actually think Malik Neighbors is a decent buy target, and I think he's a bit too overpriced based on these rankings. Pat Mahomes, 30 years old. His insulation is obviously quite high. This season was actually pretty solid. We saw the rushing upside. Really, we saw the rushing touchdown rate be quite high this year, which you have to wonder. He just died. This guy's probably going to miss time in 2026. I'm going to put him as a hold. Just watch his value because you don't want to sell Mahomes, man, because he's the new Tom Brady, so you can't really sell. Devon Achane, this guy looks good. This guy looks real good, but the future is a big question mark in Miami. Who's the quarterback? I have no idea. When he's healthy, Devon Achane is great. Drake London, health concerns, and is Penix Jr. going to be the answer? I mean, no. I can't tell you. I can't say whether or not that Michael Penix Jr. is an elite quarterback yet. This guy's torn his ACL 3 times. I haven't seen him out there on the field. Luckily, they just renegotiated with Kirk, so Kirk Cousins is a decent backup option. At least London's going to be fine. So I think Drake London is fairly priced. That's more of a hold than anything. Jalen Hurts, it might be a sell. It might be time to sell Hurts. Now, the reason I'm saying that, we saw his rushing rate very, very low. I think he looked slow. His touchdown rate was down. Listen, if they ban the tush push, which everyone's smarter than me. I'm not a genius here. Everyone's saying that they might ban the tush push. If that happens, yikes. I mean, we just saw not his worst season of the last 5 years, because look at the rushing touchdown rate. Way lower. The tush push was still in. If it's banned, it goes down even further. Now, you could argue, what if the rushing yards go back up to like 40 yards a game? Okay, even if that happens, like this touchdown rate right here is the number that really, really matters. So I think Jalen Hurts, the sell window might be there. I just don't know who you're going to get that's better. Like, you down tiering from Hurts to Williams isn't crazy in my eyes, especially with the youth right here that Williams brings. So keep that in mind. Like, Williams being in this tier right here, I think he should probably be a tier higher. I think Caleb Williams could be a fantasy superstar blossoming before our eyes. Trey McBride and Brock Bowers. What I'll say right here is if you can get Brock Bowers from Trey McBride, I think you're smart. One thing, 23 versus 26. Sure, Trey McBride's going to probably outperform Brock Bowers over the next 3 years. and you're supposed to play in 3-year outlooks. I get it, but 3 years. And the Raiders are going to have the first-round pick over the next 3 years. I like targeting Brock Bowers as a buy low, but Trey McBride, probably hold on to him if you're a contender for sure. Ashton Genty, his value didn't really decline too much. I got a proposition for you here. If you can trade Genty for the 101, sayonara sucker, go get you some Jeremiah Love. He's going to have a better landing spot. But there's not really much you can trade Genty for in terms of tearing down at the running back position. Like trading Genty for Hampton, I don't like that. Genty has a lot more upside in my eyes. So he's more of a hold or see if you can re-roll. T-Mac. I don't know what the ceiling is here. And I think selling T-Mac based on his Rookie of the Year hype might be the smart thing to do. At this current price and ranking, he's more of a sell for me. Nico Collins, also a sell for me. Why? I think Jaden Higgins is developing into Nico Collins 2.0. I think that CJ Stroud is overrated. I think the Texans defense does a lot of the heavy lifting, and I think the Texans O-line is a lot of the reason why I think CJ Stroud is overrated. Like, if the Texans O-line protects Stroud, Stroud is a killer. But the Texans O-line can be so bad at times that Stroud looks bad and then Nico Collins looks bad. I think there's a lot of volatility involved in Collins' game that I don't want to be attached to, and a lot of health concerns that I don't want to be attached to where he misses time. So Collins, I'm looking to move on. As this guy gets older in age, I'm looking to move on. Herbert, not much rushing upside. I mean, we take a look. I mean, a lot of rushing upside, I guess, this year in terms of rushing yards per game. A lot more than I expected, but I actually think he's way too highly ranked. 17 points per game, 17 points per game, 18, 17. Am I missing something here? Yes, please give me Jackson Dart, who the rushing upside is way higher, and the youth is there. I mean, this is a clear case of I'd rather move on from Herbert and go get somebody like Dart, or even tier up. Like if you're telling me Herbert and Williams are close in the same tier, must be out of your dang mind, bro. Like Herbert is a clear sell high in terms of these rankings. Amarian Hampton, this guy looks good, man. If you watch the film from his first season, he looks good. Looks the real deal. I'm holding on to him. George Pickens, also somebody I'm holding on to. You know, worst case scenario here, he goes to the Raiders and you're cooked. But if he stays attached to Dak, like, man, this guy had a great season from everything. He looked real good. Garrett Wilson, 25 years old. It's going to be like the quarterback carousel is getting annoying. He's averaging 14 points per game. He's a good receiver, but it's going to be 2 years before you get a quarterback in there that can play. Is Dante Moore the answer? No. You know, but look at the prices. Who do you want? I mean, there's people I want. So, like, if you can trade Wilson and go get a running back like James Cook and extra, if you can trade Wilson and get BTJ, who I think BTJ is going to average 13, 14 points per game, the same as Wilson. He's younger. I think BTJ has more upside, in my opinion. Go tier down from Wilson to get BTJ and something. I'm doing that. So I'm putting him as a sell. Bo Nix, I think it's a hold. I mean, looking at his season, it's good. 19 points per game. Played all the games. Back-to-back seasons. The rushing upside, it's pretty much the same. A little bit less, but it was good. So Bo Nix, I think he's fairly ranked here as more of a hold. Emeka Egbuka. He's a sell. He is a sell. Now, if Evans retires, I think this is more justifiable. But with Chris Godwin there's already competition. If Evans returns for another year, there's competition. And the tier drop-off of this guy's 2012 season was crazy. Look at it. A very good start. Godwin's back, and Evans is there. And now all of a sudden you're trash, and Tez Johnson is just as good as you. Major tier drop-off, and he's currently still priced as if this guy, like, people are overlooking this. So there's two potential scenarios here, because we're looking at a ranking. We're not looking at the actual current price in your league. He could be a buy low, because if your league manager like lost the playoffs or didn't make the playoffs because this guy was producing 4 points a game, you could potentially, he could be pissed. He could be mad. Go buy him right now and see if he'll sell him for a bag of beans. Or someone is, willing to buy him thinking, man, everyone's hyping up Egbuka. He's the Bucs' future, and you could probably sell him for this price and tear down. So that's the case on Egbuka. We got 20 names to go. Brock Purdy. I'm also looking to probably tear off from him in my eyes. Brock Purdy, the passing touchdown rate was very high. Again, anytime McCaffrey misses time, you're cooked. Purdy himself has missed time 2 out of the last 4 seasons. More than that, I mean, I'm talking about half the year. So Purdy's health is a concern. McCaffrey's health is a concern. I think he's currently someone I've been looking to tier down from myself. Rashee Rice, 26 years old. This guy has not played much the last couple of years. But when he plays, he's good. Classify him as a hold, man. And honestly, he could be a potential buy target. This is somebody I'd probably be looking to buy if I tier down for somebody higher. Jonathan Taylor. Even though he's 27 years old, this Colts offense still funnels through him if he's healthy. Honestly, it doesn't even matter if Daniel Jones is there. I think JT's fairly priced right here, if not a good target to buy. Trevor Lawrence. I'd rather have Trevor Lawrence than Justin Herbert. I would. Just because the rushing touchdown rate is there. And I think that Trevor Lawrence, like, they're comparable. So, like, this is kind of where I would slide Herbert down to. I'd slide Herbert, like, right here behind Trevor Lawrence. But I think he's fairly ranked. Now, this is someone I'm also looking to probably potentially tier down from, but at a higher cost. Like, I'd probably put T-Law after this season. Like, if you look at this season alone, I'd probably put T-Law somewhere up ahead of Bo Nix. But it's deceptive, which is why you need to feel your league out. The touchdown rate this year was insane on the ground and through the air. So if you expect regression, like, I expect him to come back to life at like 17 points per game like he was in 2022. So I'm expecting regression here, but your league mates might not know that. Travion Henderson, fairly priced. Hang on to him. You know, if Ramondre is still a pest in the future, it's going to be annoying. That's what the pest word means. But outlook looks good. Chris Olave. If the Saints go ahead and get receiver with the number 7 or 8 pick with Jordan Tyson, that could be frustrating. But I actually think that there's brighter days ahead if he can stay healthy, because Shuck looks like the real deal. James Cook is ranked too low here. James Cook is also the real deal. I'd be looking to target him. Bucky Irving. I don't know how to play him. I don't know. I do not know. The health was a concern coming into the year. I was right. You're welcome. However, now you have somebody that has dropped a lot in value. He's only 23. He's got the receiving skill set, and he's on a good offense. You're having guys that are vulturing his rushing touchdowns, which is frustrating. You don't really want to deal with that. And his price is fair. So he's more of a hold in my eyes at current price right here. Roma Dunze, volatile season, man. Who's going to be the alpha? Is there going to be Moore? Is there going to be Burden? Is there going to be a Dunze? Loveland's there. A lot of competition for targets. Not necessarily the highest passing volume attack. It was a decent step forward. Like, it was definitely better than his rookie year, which was way disappointing. This is someone that if you're wanting to re-roll, like if you want to trade a Dunze for Tyson or Cardinal Tate straight up, it's okay. I don't mind it. But I do think a Dunze, like, year 3 breakout, maybe. I don't know if Williams can support it. Again, we're thinking Williams is good because of his rushing upside. Ladd McConkey, biggest faller from 2025, in my opinion. Very bad season. Now, Keenan Allen should be out. The Big Q had a role. Trey Harris has a role. Gatson has a role. I think McConkey just kind of will settle in eventually to like a 13 or 14 point per game average. I think he's fairly ranked right here. I don't know that you can get much value for him. Probably, it's tough. Tough situation there. BTJ is the ultimate buy low candidate in my eyes. He's my favorite buy low target. Insane rookie season. He's a very young player. Jacoby Myers is turning 30. People aren't talking about that. Travis Hunter is going to be playing quarterback. BTJ was injured in 2025. Go get Brian Thomas. Dak Prescott is 33 years old, and this might be a good time to tier down from him. He is deserving of where he is ranked, but there have been health concerns in the past, and is he going to maintain this touchdown rate? I would say yes, because if Pickens stays and Prescott's healthy, then they're going to have an elite offense, and his touchdown rate will be this high. So I still expect Prescott to have a very good next 3 seasons if healthy. So I think that this price is fine. Hold on to him. Jordan Love, it's too volatile. Like I hate the Packers offense, man. Looking at his season, 15 points per game, 50 points per game, 18. He's 5 years younger than Dak, but he's not doing great. Health is a concern here. I mean, I'd rather have Dak than Love. So this is a swap that if you could pull that off, go ahead. Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has looked solid, man. Baker Mayfield was a solid pick in fantasy in 2025. 17 points per game. Less than 2024 by a long shot. But if you look deep into why that is, it's the passing touchdown rate was just not sustainable. I think Baker, you can expect 17 points per game as the average moving forward, maybe even less, because he'll lose the red zone threat of Evans potentially. So Baker Mayfield could be somebody you look to tier down from as well. But Baker Mayfield is where the wall stops. Like, the quarterbacks after him are absolutely trash, so you're not really tearing down from him. You'd have to probably tier up from Baker to get one of the QBs above him. But do it while his value still holds. T. Higgins, health is a concern. 27 years old. If you're a contending team, go ahead. But, like, is he even going to be there for the playoffs? Because the Bengals will probably not even be playing for much at the end of the season anyway. And Higgins will probably be banged up. Quinshon Judkins is a very good buy low candidate as well. His injury is getting overhyped. It was a bad injury, but it could have been a lot worse. Travis Hunter is the ultimate sell low. Got to get rid of this guy before he's not even a receiver anymore. Luther Burden, this is a quite high price for Burden. He's a big-time riser in my eyes, but probably not this high in the top 50. And rounding out number 50 is Kyren Williams. I think his 3-year outlook looks solid as long as Stafford's there and the Rams' offense is solid. So I think he'll probably maintain this 15, 16 point per game over the next 3 years. I think that's fine. There's the top 50 broke down. If you guys like the buy, hold, sell concept, let me know. You can do more. We can do more of these rankings, man. Again, check out the Patreon. Check out Flock Fantasy. So subscribe to the channel, of course. Man, I'm gassed, bro. Flu game, if you can't hear it. But I got 5 more videos to record right after this. Appreciate it. I'll see one of y'all. See you in the next one.